Hi, Shelley. I am submitting my video reflection activity for task 10B, and I will be talking about the content in task 10A that I have already submitted. Excuse me. And I will be describing how it aligns, how each assessment aligns with the proficiency skills that I have already submitted. And this will be going over basically the pre-test first. The one I'm going to start with is the TEK that's for the VCE words, which is 1.2BI, and it's to decode words in isolation and in context by applying common letter sound correspondence. I focused on the VCE words, so the silent E words, and I gave the student 8 words to read prior to teaching the skill. In order to receive above grade level score, which is a 4, they would have to get 8 out of 8 or 7 out of 8, because there is a combination of one syllable words and then also multisyllabic words as well. To be proficient, which would be on grade level, they would have to get at least 6 out of 6 or 5 out of 6, I believe, to be proficient. And which is just the one syllable words. And then the ones who might need a little extra help or like need support would be a 2. So it'd be not proficient. And so they can sound out the one syllable words, but struggle with blending them, reading them and putting it all together. Or so maybe they only got, anywhere from 4 out of 6 or 3 out of 6 correct, and they just couldn't blend all of them. And then for the 1, they can say a few sounds, but they're unable to blend the phonemes together, and they need assistance decoding. So maybe they don't know all their letters and sounds, or they don't remember how to apply the rule as far as or because I hadn't taught it yet, but they don't know how to use the rule yet. And so that's that for that one. And then the next one is 1.2B, and it's objects and pictorial models. Let me make sure that is correct. So sorry. I'm sorry. It's 1.3B. I apologize. And and this is having to do with their adding and subtraction. And to me, this is a very important skill. So it's 1.3B, use objects and pictorial models to solve word problems involving joining, separating, and comparing sets within 20 and unknowns. So basically missing term. In order to receive above grade level, they would have to get all 4 of them correct. So they would have to be able to solve a basic addition and subtraction problem, and missing term, and a comparing word problem. And there's 4 questions total, and there's 1 of each question on the pre-test and the post-test actually. And I gave this to them before we started teaching any of these skills to see how they would do on the pre-test, and that way when I taught the skill, how they would do on the post-test. So then to get proficient, which would be on grade level, they would have to get basically 3 of them correct. So they would have to solve the addition and subtraction, basic addition and subtraction problem. There's 1 of each, and then the missing term. To get a 2, they would be only able to do the addition and subtraction word problem. And then to a 1, they would only be able to do 1 of them, like the addition word problem. So that is how I based it off of that. Like I said, there's 1 of each. The next one is 1.2B, using concrete and pictorial models to compose and decompose numbers up to 120 in more than one way, as to show however many hundreds, tens, and ones they have. In order to get above grade level, I gave them 4 different problems as well on this. And to get above grade level, they would have to get all 4 of the problems correct, which also includes a 4-digit number. So they would have to get a 4-digit number They would have to represent a 4-digit number using base 10 blocks and represent it in another way. They would also have to do it for a 3-digit number, and then there's 2-digit numbers. So they'd have to get all 3 of them correct to be above grade level. Because in second grade, they go up to 100. I'm sorry, they go up to 1200. So they would have to know how to represent it using a thousands block, basically, and to see how they could decompose it as well. To get proficient, which would be on grade level, they would have to represent the number up to 120 and use base 10 blocks showing it 2 different ways. But they would also have to do that and get the other 2 questions right that just show 2-digit numbers to get, so they'd have to get like a 3 out of 4 correct to be proficient. To be a 2, which is needs support, they can represent 2-digit numbers at least using base 10 blocks and showing it one way, but it's going to be between certain numbers, and I put it between 50 and 99. Just because I've noticed in the past, like, that some students can do it, but once the higher up number you get, it's more difficult. So I wanted to see like how they would do in a certain range. And then on a 1, that's like extremely low, and they would need a lot of support. They could represent a 2-digit number with base 10 blocks and show it one way, but it's only between 0 and 49 that they're able to do. And like I said, there's 4 questions, 1 for each one, for them to do for that. And those are the 3 that I chose to do my pre-test and my post-test on. So those are the ones that I'm focusing on, and I'm excited to see how they do, not only on the pre-test, but how far along they come, how far they will come whenever after I teach these skills, and then they take the post-test. I'm excited to see how much they will grow in between the time. Thank you.